Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. As always, there's a lot to talk about in the Lowcountry today, so let's get started with our headlines. Last year, a three-judge panel ruled that the Lowcountry's 1st Congressional District was unlawfully redrawn. That same panel has now ruled that although they still consider it illegally drawn, the map will have to stay in place for the 2024 general election because the U.S. Supreme Court has yet to rule on an appeal of their initial decision. The South Carolina NAACP and some state lawmakers say the lines were racially gerrymandered by the state legislature. The new map puts more black voters in the Charleston area in Jim Clyburn's 6th district, which some argue tips the balance more toward Republicans in the 1st district. Sadly, Hilton Head Island has lost another of its literal founding fathers. Henry Dreisen Jr., as in Dreisen Beach Park, has passed away at the age of 96. Known as HC to his family and friends, he served on Hilton Head's first town council following the town's incorporation 30 years ago. He was the only native islander on that first ballot. His family also sold the 11 acres of land that did become Dreisen Beach Park, and he served on numerous community boards during his well-lived life on the island. Last week, we told you about the building of hundreds of new apartments in Beaufort, but that is not the only building going on. Next door in Port Royal, the landscape is going to change significantly as well, and not just down by the much talked about marina. The Island Packet is reporting that a bit further away from the water, over 1,500 more housing units, apartments, townhouses, and single-family homes will be built in the near future. Perhaps the most notable opponent of the project is Mayor Kevin Phillips. He says the town doesn't need any more large apartment complexes, charging rents that aren't affordable for his constituents, and that the town's infrastructure would be taxed with the police force needing to protect up to 5,400 new residents. Apparently, the Lowcountry is making waves as far away as Australia. As a report from an Australian travel website, Mando Media has ranked the top rooftop bars in the world and has the Ocean Lounge at the Sea Pines Beach Club ranked #1 in the United States and the 5th best rooftop bar in the world. The site used data from TripAdvisor and Instagram and ranks 22 U.S. rooftop bars among the top 50. With its views of the Atlantic and collection of over 200 liquors, the Ocean Lounge was the site of more than 25 marriage proposals last year alone. Next door in Savannah, the Electric Moon Skytop Lounge and Moon Deck was ranked as the 10th best rooftop bar in the world. And you've probably heard the great news that honeybees are making a comeback across America. But here in the Lowcountry, you're being asked to watch out for a yellow-legged hornet that kills honeybees. Clemson researchers trapped a queen 3 weeks ago in Jasper County. The trapping of the queen prevents one nest from being established, but there are probably more out there. The yellow-legged hornets prey on other insects as well, but they are more harmful to honeybees than humans. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. Two Lowco-on-Lowco rivalries took center stage on the soccer pitch last night, and Team Lowco soccer correspondent Conner Worl was in the nest for the boys' matchup between Hilton Head High and May River, which were deadlocked in the Region's 7 4A standings going into the night. And they were still deadlocked at the end of regulation and overtime. Timmy O'Gorman gave May River a 1-0 lead, and Connor McClain made it stand up until just before full time, when the Seahawks found the equalizer and unlocked free soccer. Still tied after the 2 extra 5-minute periods, but McClain made a huge save in the shootout, and the Sharks escaped with a hard-fought win. We checked out the highlights and heard from the man of the match, the victorious keeper, on last night's LowcoSports Lowdown. Good stuff. Team Lowco's Wes Kerr was in the tank at May River for a girls' clash between the Sharks and the crosstown rival Bluffton Bobcats, and it was a wild one. Logan Young put the Bobcats up 2-0 with goals in the 27th and 43rd minutes, but the Sharks responded with 3 straight goals, including 2 in just over a minute, to take a 3-2 lead. Young finished her hat trick to pull Bluffton even, and it remained knotted at 3 through overtime, and the penalty shootout was tied at 5 before freshman keeper Lexi Lagan made consecutive saves, and Hannelyn Weidekamper buried the game-winning penalty for May River. Sharks coach Stephanie Moldenauer joined us on the Lowdown to break down the big win. Check it out to hear more about what happened last night on the Lowco sports scene, and tune into the Lowco Media Network at 10 p.m. tonight to see who shows up to talk local sports. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. What's going to happen over the weekend in the weather? Let's take a look with Maria.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we're going to break from all the rain we've been having, and we're supposed to have a beautiful end to our week. So taking a look at Thursday, it's going to be sunny with Hilton having a high 64, a low 52, Bluffton's have a high 65, a low 50, and Buford's going to have a high 64 and a low 51. The sunrise for Thursday is going to be at 7:07 and sunset's going to be at 7:45. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 1:27 p.m. and high tide's going to be at 6:21 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, Friday it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy with the highs getting into the mid-60s, lows in the 40s. Then come Saturday, it's going to be sunny but cooler with the highs dropping down to the low 60s, lows are going to stay in the 40s. And then come Sunday, it's going to be sunny with, again, the highs getting up into the upper 60s, lows are going to stay in the 40s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. When we come back, my monthly chat with the mayor. Don't go away.